Good morning, everybody. This is Gotta Love Breath. It's 3:04 in the afternoon. I suppose that's not really morning, but it is for me because I got up really, really freaking late. So it still feels like the morning, even though the sun's probably going to be coming down in another few hours. But, that'll be the afternoon for me when the sun goes down, or at least in my current schedule because I overslept horribly. I blame that on my lack of sleep lately. So, like, an entire week of lack of sleep, and then all of a sudden, I sit down and I sleep, and I don't have to do anything. On that day, I'm probably going to sleep for about 12 to 13 hours. I blame all of it on that simple fact. But today I decided to do, kind of my old-fashioned kind of thing. For those of you not initiated with how Gotta Love Breath runs things, I do very, very casual movie reviews every now and again. And the reason I say casual is because they aren't very good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my review of the film Milk, which I just rented at the Blockbuster recently and was, well, I'm not going to say how it was until I actually review the movie. For those of you not initiated with Milk, it's about a gay rights activist who became this political figure, Harvey Milk. And the rest of the plot, you can look that up on Wikipedia. I am not here to tell you what the plot of the movie is. I'm here to tell you how good the movie was. That's just the way how I run things. That's the way I fly for shizzle. That's the way we bring down the house here. Yo, yo, yo. Check it out. Pimpin'. All right, so Harvey Milk is basically talking about the gay rights movement, the entire movie. It's fascinating because you go into a lot of details that really I wasn't entirely aware of. I was completely oblivious to this particular era. It's not my fault, really, because you don't hear too much about it. Oh, unless you're within that particular sort of community. But I never realized how important a part this one guy played. Even when I heard of the movie, I heard Milk, and I was like, why would anybody want to go see this? It's just another one of those preachy movies, is what I figured. I was like, I really don't want to get preached to about homosexuality. I really just don't. That's not what I watch movies for. I don't sit down in the theater to get whined at and told, this is wrong, this is right, you need to follow this particular path. And no, I go to the movies to be entertained. And Milk is a completely engaging movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's excellent. It's a very, very good film. Sean Penn plays Harvey Milk, and he won Best Actor for the role, and I can understand why. He brings such a passionate, sensitive sensibility to this character, I suppose you'd say. And you watch him, and you're absolutely intrigued by him. His outlooks, the way he perceives life, the way he goes about achieving his goals. It's the sort of movie that you completely get sucked into, whether you're gay or not. It's an absolutely, it's a mesmerizing film in its own right. Here's the whole thing. By the end of this movie, something happens that, if you're not familiar with the history of Harvey Milk, is completely surprising. They hint at it at the beginning of the film. They pretty much tell you what's going to happen right at the beginning of the movie, but you don't know exactly how it's going to happen or who did it or why. I'm not going to say what the particular event is, but when it happens, you're just completely floored, and it's the perfect conclusion to this movie. It's one of those scenes that's so well choreographed that when you see it, it's kind of like, from the perspective of somebody who once considered going into filmmaking, I was watching that scene, just soaking in every frame, going, now that's how you shoot a scene. That's how you choreograph something like that. It was incredible. It was fantastic. All of the elements were there, and this conclusion is a real tearjerker. This is the kind of movie that I think everyone should see. Absolutely everyone should see this film. It makes you think a lot about human beings in general. And the final speech in this movie, made by Harvey Milk, is absolutely just riveting. You walk out of this movie and you feel like empowered. or at least I did. I was hearing him make this speech, and I was listening along with it because he starts to talk about, well, it's basically a speech about how all men are created equal, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. We've heard this whole thing before. But he says it in such a way that I find so empowering to every single individual on the face of the planet that really this movie is just, even though it's not necessarily uplifting what ends up happening to this man, it's still an empowering film. Regardless of who you are, where you come from, your background, or anything like that. This is a film that deserves to be seen. And it's the performances, fantastic. Screenplay, better than most dramas, most definitely. I can understand completely why this was nominated for Best Picture, and that's why it receives the Gotta Love Breath score of 4.5 out of 5. This is Gotta Love Breath, and I am signing out. Peace, love, and Harvey Milk. Yay! I finished another blog. I'm so cool.